You used to pay about $2 for a Big Mac. Now you pay almost 6. You probably blame inflation or greed or the kid at the window getting paid more. You're wrong on all three, and the real reason is going to annoy you because you've been paying for it for years without ever being told. Here's the thing nobody told you. When you hand over that $6, 6 different people take a cut before you get to take a bite, and the order they're paid in is rigged against the one part you actually came for: the food. Stick with me and you'll know exactly who's quietly taking the biggest piece of your money, and once you see it, you will never look at a McDonald's the same way again. We're going to go through all 6, lowest to highest, because the order is the whole trick, and the person you think is getting rich off you is not even close to the top. Start with the thing you actually came for: the food. The beef, the bun, the lettuce, the cheese, the sauce, the pickle. All of it. Everything you can actually taste in that Big Mac costs the restaurant somewhere between $1 and $1.50. Out of your $6, the rancher who raised the beef gets a sliver of that sliver. Pennies of what you paid. Here's what you've probably been getting wrong. You assume that because your burger got more expensive, the farmer must be charging more. He isn't. That's not where your extra $4 went. Beef didn't triple in price since the year 2000. The farmer's cut of your money has been flat for decades. In real terms, shrinking. The single thing you walked in for is the cheapest, most stable part of everything you paid for. So if the food isn't why you're paying triple, and it isn't, then who took the difference? You're going to find out, and it's not who you think. Keep watching. Next, the person who actually handed you the bag. The one at the grill, the one at the window, the one whose name tag you never read. Here's what you've been arguing about wrong your whole life. Every time fast food wages come up, you've got an opinion. Everyone does. But you've been asking the wrong question. The question isn't how much they're paid, it's who pays them. And it is not the company on the sign. When you paid your $6, that worker's wage didn't come out of McDonald's corporate. It came out of the local owner's pocket. A completely different person than you think you're buying from. Corporate doesn't employ the person who served you. Someone else does, and that someone else is about to become the whole story. That sounds like a technicality. It is not. It is the entire trick of this company, and you're 2 steps away from seeing it. Keep going. It gets sharper. This is the guy you picture when you think about who got your money. The franchisee. The man who owns a McDonald's. You assume he's rich. You assume your $6 made him rich. Here's what you've got wrong about him. He's not a McDonald's executive. He's a McDonald's customer, same as you, just buying something much bigger. He paid between $1.5 and $2.5 million to open that restaurant. On a new one, he had to put 40% of that down in cash before he sold a single fry. He owns the fryers. He owns the debt. And he does not own the one thing on that corner that actually matters. You'll see what in about 30 seconds. Watch where your $6 goes once he has it. He pays for your food out of it. He pays the worker who served you out of it. He pays the power, the repairs, the uniforms, the napkins you grabbed too many of. Then he pays a cut to McDonald's off the top of everything the store takes in much before he keeps a cent. And then he pays one more thing. That one more thing is the reason you're really here. Now we get to the part that actually matters. Everything you just heard was set up. This next one is why your burger costs what it costs. Here's the fact that's going to change every McDonald's you ever drive past for the rest of your life. McDonald's is not a hamburger company, it's a real estate company. It owns or controls the land under most of its restaurants. And the local owner who owns a McDonald's doesn't own the ground his is standing on, he rents it. From McDonald's. Every single month for as long as that restaurant exists. You weren't just buying a burger. Part of what you handed over is the rent money that owner has to make to keep standing on McDonald's dirt. This isn't a side hustle for the company. This is the company. McDonald's makes safer, more reliable money being your local owner's landlord than it ever made selling you lunch. The cut of sales is good money. The rent is better money, point of guac. Because rent doesn't care whether anyone bought a Big Mac that day. Rent comes out of that owner whether the dining room is packed or empty. And a slice of your $6 is what he uses to pay it. So flip the picture in your head right now. You thought McDonald's was a fast food chain that happens to own some buildings. It's the opposite. It's a property empire that happens to sell burgers. And the burgers exist mostly to keep a paying tenant standing on every corner. The burger is the bait. You are the foot traffic. The land is the actual business, and the company's own numbers say so. Most of McDonald's money doesn't come from selling food. It comes from the rent and fees those local owners pay. More than three-quarters of what the corporation makes is owners paying to use the name and stand on the land. The part where someone actually sells you a burger is the smaller half of the business. That's why your lettuce can stay cheap, and nobody at headquarters loses a minute of sleep over it. The lettuce was never how they were making money off you. Enough theory. Let's physically tear your $6 apart and put each piece where it goes. You've never actually seen this. Watch. Roughly $1 of it is the food. The beef, the bun, everything you can taste, about $1, maybe $1.50. That's it. That's the part you came for. Call it another $2 to physically run the building for the 90 seconds it took to make your order. The electricity for the fryer, the water, the cardboard box, the hourly wage of the person who actually handed it to you. Not their whole shift, just your slice of it. Now the local owner. After he pays the food, the staff, the power, and the debt on the $2 million he borrowed to be there. Out of your $6, his actual take-home is thin. Often well under $1. Sometimes, on a slow day, nothing. He owns the place, and he might be the one making the least per burger of anyone we've named. And then there's the last piece. Call it the better part of $1, sometimes more. That doesn't stay in that building at all. It leaves. It goes up the road to corporate as the rent and the fee. And here's the detail that should stick. Every other dollar we just tracked had a job. Food, power, labor, debt. That last piece has no job. Nothing in that restaurant got better because of it. It's the price of the dirt, and it leaves the second you pay. You just watched your $6 come apart. 5 of those pieces did something for you. One of them just left. Hold that, because in a second, I'm going to tell you why that's not actually the scam it sounds like. Here's where this video turns, and it's the part nobody expects. Everything you just learned sounds like a robbery. $1 of food sold to you for 6, with the fattest piece slipping away to a landlord who never cooked anything. Your instinct right now is to be angry at McDonald's. Hold off, because the same machine that takes that rent off the top is the exact reason the burger in your hand is even possible. Think about what that rigged structure actually buys you. A burger that costs nearly the same in Ohio and in Oregon. A burger that doesn't disappear when the economy tanks. It gets more popular because when money's tight, you still want one thing you can count on. A meal a family can still afford on a bad month. That consistency isn't an accident. It's manufactured by the same boring, ruthless rent machine you were about to get angry at. The corporation made its money safe. And as a side effect, it made your burger safe too. Predictable, cheap, always there. That's the trade. You're not being robbed. You're paying a quiet, permanent premium. That last piece of every $6, the part with no job, in exchange for a burger that never surprises you and never goes away. Most people would take that trade if you explained it. The only real problem is that nobody ever explains it. You just pay it, every visit, without being shown the terms. And that's the actual point of this channel. Not that McDonald's is evil, it isn't. It's that the price of almost everything you buy has a piece in it like this one. A piece with no job, that just leaves. The cigars had it, the watches had it, your burger has it. Once you can see that piece, you can never unsee it. And you'll start finding it everywhere. So what do you actually do with all this? Nothing about your lunch. Eat the burger, it's fine. You already know that now. What changes is what you see. Every McDonald's you drive past for the rest of your life, you won't see a burger restaurant anymore. You'll see a piece of real estate with a very good tenant bolted to the front of it. You'll catch yourself doing it at the gas station, the coffee shop, the car dealership, looking for the piece with no job, the part of the price that just leaves. That's the only thing this video was ever trying to give you. Not anger at a hamburger. The ability to see the one piece nobody points at. The next time someone tells you McDonald's is a fast food company, you'll know the truer sentence. And you'll know it about a lot more than McDonald's. That's McDonald's. See you next time.